Okay, welcome. Today I'm venturing up to the Bristol Channel to target thornback ray. Lone Ranger on my own today, so I'm going to get up on the reef and just let bait after bait out to try and get £10 plus thornback. I want the £10 plus thornback, 100%, and that would do me nicely for the third tick off the list. And then venture over to a high water mark to have a go at a smoothhound. Exactly the same, £10 is the number of the day, folks. It's a £10 hound or a £10 smoothhound is what I am after. But yeah, only just got here now, so fingers crossed we should see a few fish. Right then guys, both baits are out and the tide is ebbing away, as we say. The wind is dropped down very nicely, very comfortable, so it's just a case of keep putting the baits out and see what happens. Got my first bait up now, so hopefully we shall see some fish during the day. So, bluey baits and squid baits, both purchased from Hooker's Baits, along with 2 Cox and Raw Chinyu hooks, which will be the ammo to get to us that thornback I'm after today. Bluey and squid baits all mashed up now and linked up, bait elastic on to a pulley rig. Now, they're very, very small pulley rigs. Because of the tide being so fast in the Bristol Channel, I like to get these stuck down as far. So I've basically got, I would say, about 2 foot trace. 5 3/4 Namex lead, hooked on to our friend Mr. Leadlift. It's a Gemini link to a breakaway imp, bead, 80 pound Powerflex Ultima shock leader, power swivel Cox and Raw, bead, power swivel Cox and Raw, down to the trace end, which is 80 pound onto 2 5/0 Cox and Raw Chinyu hooks. Here we have first thornback ray of the day. Hopefully we can get a few more. Took a massive run, I thought it was going to be a decent fish, but bluey and squid bait on 2 pennelled up 5/0 Cox and Raw Chinyu hooks. Absolutely cracking. Going to put them in a rock pool to see if we can get a couple of fish photos, and then we'll get them returned quite a day later on. Okay guys, last night Eddie was chatting to a guy up the line a little bit.
Darren Betts.
Darren Betts, and he was asking about a few things, and he was talking about his son loves the videos and that we do. He's saying he was having a bit of trouble catching smoothhounds now.
Well, what he actually said is they're coming up in a minute on the Norfolk coast. So he a couple of little tips on the best ways to catch them.
This is a rig we're using. This is over rough ground, so we've got a basic pulley rig, but we've got a lead lift on and really short traces. Now, I would, obviously, if you've got a strong tide flow running, I would go a little bit shorter. If you haven't got a tide flow, go a little bit longer. But a basic pulley rig is ideal. Strong trace line, because when they hit, they hit. I would go for a tiny hook. If you want to pull one out, want to work at it.
Yeah,
just to go for one.
You want a crab hook or an octopus hook.
Really small baits.
Chinyu or something like that.
Like a Chinyu hook or Cox and Raw crab hook or offset, really strong hooks, and really small baits, because what they do, they smash it and then they'll run. One thing, make sure you've got your ratchet set, because when they run like that, if they're not set, they'll take your rod in the water. The beach we're on today, if he's watching, I'll mention his name. A mate of mine, Louis, he was up here fishing one day and he was fishing with a fixed ball reel and had a set right, and he basically went to change his bait for one of them. The rod came out the tripod, went right in the water. He managed to get his other reel cast out. For some reason, it caught straight on the bail arm, and he brought his rod back in. He stood up to his waist in water, cracking hound in. I think it was like 14 pound. It was a big hound. I don't know, I can't remember what size it was, but if you're watching Louis, I'll remember the story, mate. But Yeah, we've got to go today, haven't we, so far?
Yeah, I mean, you've had a smoothhound there, just over £7, and a little spotted, which was a nice surprise.
Lovely conditions, isn't it? You've had a couple of runs when you've been up here talking to me.
Yeah, can't run down fast enough on this big pebbly stuff.
You've got to be quick to the mark with it. I was having the phone last night. I missed a couple of bites just from being on the phone to Ed and Wayne Jarman. But there's a few come out, guys up to the left-hand side of us. They've had a few out. It's not been as productive today as it was last night, but that's the one, young man. I'll tell you what, send in your name and address. We'll get your dad to message Eddie later on, and I'll have a word and see if I can get a Cox and Roll sent out to you with a few little bits. But
and what I reckon, now that we've showed you something, you've got to show us something. So I reckon we should see a little video from you, even with your old man holding the phone. Yeah. Show us a little video of some of the rigs you do, or something that you do, something special that you do to catch a fish. A
few smoothhound out.
Finn Betts, nice to meet you, mate.
Mate.
Take it easy.
Cheers, bye. Rob went over, started pulling line right into it. Small spotted ray. Lovely conditions, back to fight another day.
Beautiful.
There he is. Stop getting his wings about him now. There he goes.
That little flap, and all it takes is his head to come up a little bit and he'll be gone, won't he? There we go.
£7.10 snot. Story. Time to fight another day.
First one of the trip.
There we go. Plagued by dogfish, and we've had one small spotted out. First hound, 7.10. And I just want to show you something. This is how we weigh the smuts. We do this to protect their inner organs. So basically, I know that weighs £2.2. We obviously took the weight of that first, but you put, obviously it's a carp cradle, but you can put the hound in there and it protects their inner organs. So it's a good way, instead of trying to hang the scales off the fish. Obviously looks after the fish every time. So I'm going to get the bait back in the water now, and that one tucked right off, so let's get another one. I'm going to go through the rig I'm using. It's exactly the same as what was used on the channel the other day. 5 3/4 ounce Namix lead. Imp. It's a pulley rig. Big bead, power swivel, big bead onto a power swivel. 80 pound Ultima Powerflex shock leader used as the rig body and the trace. And then on the business end, I've got a single 4.0 Cox and Roll crab hook. They've been nailing them, literally nailing them. Lip hooked every time, taken right off, and small, unique crab baits. That's all you need. And they seem to pick out the fish. To be honest, if I'm on the reef marks, I normally tend to put my baits a little bit bigger than that, and use a little bit. I used to use a 5.0s, but those 4.0s are doing the trick. But obviously, when I'm out on there, we're targeting the specimen size hounds. But a bit of fun. Up to what was that last one? 8.4. Up to 8.4 today. So yeah, they're getting bigger by the minute. Fingers crossed me and Eddie can go out and nail it tonight. We've got a long session ahead of us. We're going to be out on the reefs. We're going to have McDonald's or something in a minute, and then jog on over onto the reefs, and then we'll probably may come back here in the morning, Eddie. Yeah. And then we'll see how it goes throughout the day tomorrow. But stay tuned, guys. It is going to be happening over the next few weeks. I can see it now. I've got the hound bus.
Here we go. We're just about to go down and take a couple of pictures of Andy, and he come running back to his stand because a reel screamed off. He's had yet another one, we hope. He's coming up, you can see a bit of a bend in the rod. What they normally do though is they get in so far, and as soon as they see that it's ugly fish syndrome, I think it's called, or ugly angler syndrome.
You can normally tell a good one because it will start running.
When they come up close enough that they can see up the water who's holding the rod, they frantically panic again and try and dart away again, as this one will no doubt do, with Andy being on the end of it. There. You got it all to come, Finn.
Here we go, get the water again.
There we are. Look at this, look. Starting up and down the side. Absolutely beautiful fish. Right, now I'm going to go down with the camera and try and land him out. Being a skillful angler and cameraman that I am. Absolutely wild, look. And this is half of the reason we use the heavier traces.
Right, what we're going to do now is show, that's the Cox and Roll crab hook, yeah? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the top of him because I don't want to hurt his organs, right? I'm just going to try and unhook him, he's lip hooked. Right, look at this here, look.
This is the waistling. Absolutely brilliant. With these fish,
We'll put them in there like that.
They've got nothing holding their gullet, I suppose you'd call it, or the throat.
It's just to protect your inner organs, really.
To the back of their, sort of like stomach, if you like. And when you hold them upright with a head up, if they've got a bit of weight inside them, it can actually pull down and detach and hurt the vital organs of the fish. The same as when you're blue shark fishing and
I know that's
catching other
£2
species
too. We
of
had it
shark.
on earlier. So I'm going to zero that. As you can see, the fish ain't going to hurt on nothing. It's all protected. And lift him up. Where'd he go?
9.3.
So it's
9.3. We take off 2.2.
£7 one.
£7 1 ounce. A little bit smaller than the last one, but a good fish nonetheless.
Right, so then what we've got to do now is turn up the sides. And here we have prime smooth hound.
Go and get them.
Cox and Roll hooks. Seaview angling crab. Let's go and put him back. When he gets this on camera. There we go.
Look at that, gone.
Joy to smooth hound fishing.
He didn't even give us a little show down, that one, did he? The other one swam up the tide a little bit.
Let's get some more.
That one just started right away.
So we've had 2 out so far. Tide's starting to turn now. So I reckon we've got around about an hour, hour and a half. And then we'll be venturing off to a different venue. Lovely evening. No breeze, flat seas, casting's going superb. Fish on, Ed? And Eddie's got another dog. We've been plagued by dogs, which is a shame when you're obviously targeting the hounds with the prime crab, but never mind.
Go on, boy. What's 100% for the club, you know? That's it.
Another one out for Mr. Riley. Get on, my son.
Look at that.
Exactly same again we're going to do. These are cheap as chips. You pick them up in a car boot sale for £5, but this is the way.
You can't beat that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Spanking crab from Seaview Angling, and I tell you what, you cannot beat the Cox and Roll crab hooks.
Whack him in. I'm going to zip him up on the scale. Those crab hooks are hitting every time, aren't they?
Every time, mate. Right in the corner of the jaw as well. No damage to the gullet, no damage down the fish. Oh, hang on, let it zero.
Oh, 0, 0, 0. 7-10 to beat then, 7-10 to beat.
Come on!
Come on!
I can't see it doing it.
We've got
9-11, so 8.
7-9. That's only an ounce.
7-9.
7-9. Oh,
hey,
real.
I don't care.
No,
I don't care about beating a mate.
Absolutely fantastic. We're going to target these big time this month. We'll see if we can get that big one out, but that is what you call prime fish.
Another one going back. Fight another day. You watch how these take off. I'll wait for that wave to come up there, look. There he goes. Look at that.
To fight another day. Look, over there.
Show off. We
Well
just want
done,
his
mate.
mum and dad now.
Boom. That's where you want them.
There we are. Another fish to Mr. Webb. Absolute screamer of a bite.
Smashing them in on these Cox and Roll hooks. Every time.
Perfectly hooked as well, now. Perfectly
Every
hooked.
time, lip hooks. Boom. Takes off.
Zero it up. He's after that 10-pounder. What are we on?
Well, he's bigger. So that would be £8.4.
£8.4 ounce.
£8.4 ounce. £8.4 ounce, biggest fish of the day so far. Let's have a look at him then.
Well done.
Story. Oh. Look at that. Prime smooth hound. Look at that. Take a couple of photos and let's get him back to fight another day. Alright guys, £8.4 smooth hound Story. Stunning fish. On a 4-row Cox and Raw crab hook, singled up with a prime sea view angling crab. Look at that, about to be returned to fight another day. Benny Ben's down here now. We'll get him right in here, look. Ready? Where?
Yeah.
Look at that.
There he is, look.
To the depths, to the depths. We've had a cracking day. That's the 4th fish we've had out. We've lost runs as well, but you're always going to do that with smooth hounding. But I'm going to fish now. I reckon we can fish for another half hour, and then we're going to have to make a move. And there you have it. All ready for that screaming reel. I've got the buzz back already. So here we are, low water reef mark. Unfortunately, Eddie forgot to push the record button when I was releasing my two, but we've got some shots with him now, and he's just as we were about to get the double shot, he caught another one. So
absolutely beautiful.
As you can still flapping. And
all alive. We wouldn't risk harming the fish.
No.
For anything. I'd rather chuck him back without taking a picture or weight or anything, you know. But
let's see him go then.
He'll get his wind and he'll be gone, look.
There he goes. Next one.
It's not often you get to chuck away fish like this, one after the other. Just stood there. Absolutely, it's one of these marks. Absolutely awesome.
There he goes.
Absolutely.
He's going to swim on top of the water. There he goes.
It's nice to see when they keep their heads up out of the water. Just to get that little bit of breath. Try and find the bearings.
There you go. And the last one.
Most lively, I think, yeah.
There he goes, flapping the wings, all off to fight another day.
Away he goes. The tally so far this evening. On the first mark, Andy started off by pulling out a little spotted grey. Only a little small one, 3 or 4 pound, but a welcome sight nonetheless. Then he pulled out 2 smooth hound, one after the other, 7 or 8 pound. Next one fell to me, about the same size. They're all, you know, sort of that size around here at the minute. Fingers crossed a few bigger ones will come in. Right after, Andy had another smooth hound, Jamie Beggar. After that one we packed up, the tide had dropped, fishing had dropped off a little bit. We moved on to the second venue. I suppose we were 20 minutes, half hour, and Andy pulled into his first fish. Then another. I started to get a little bit disheartened, but bang, bang, bang. One after the other, I've had 3. Happy days.
Long session, we've hit the high water, low water, had a few hours sleep, back to the low water, going to high water again. But a few rays here are going to be returned to fight another day. Unfortunately, the rays I had last night, when we come down, the camera shut itself off with the battery as we were returning them, but we got Eddie's ones there, so here we go, what it's all about. First one caught, first one released. There he goes. Let him go, look. There he goes, look at that. That's what it's about. That's what we fish for,
That's
look.
awesome, that is.
Right over the top, look. Little show off. See if this one will do it as well then. Look at him go, look. He's still out there. Still out there, see him? Took a dive now.
Yeah, just seen his back.
Awesome bit of fishing we've had. Nothing huge, not the monsters we're after, but constant show of fish. As long as we're catching, we've got a good chance of getting the big one. So that's what it's all about. But we're going to be fishing this now. The tide's just turned now. Nothing of any size really, minimum weights, but we've managed to pull a blonde out, £8.10. Eddie just had one on a bluey bait. Thought it was a big thornback as it turned over in the surf, and it started coming back through, and yeah, turned him over, nice blondie. So fishing the flood now. Hopefully it picks up in a minute, but we're going to get his photo with his fish and get him returned to fighting every day.
Well, a little surprise for the trip we're having. Nice little blonde, £8, 10 ounce. Very welcome sight indeed. We're up here after the Thornies. Oh, very lively fish. We're up here after the Thornies. We've had to go on another mark for the hounds, and we've done pretty well in the end.
Yeah.
We smashed it over the last sort of 3 tides. I think we fished, didn't we? 3 tides, and we've absolutely smashed it. Another fish to the tally. Let's go and get a few more.
And there he goes. Beautiful.
There he goes. Game on, Mr. Riley. We've had a good session, mate.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. It's been nice to get out with my old mate Andy. We haven't done a trip like this in a little while, and to come out and to smash it on every single venue, there's nothing better, is it? Nothing better at all.
A couple of lads asked me a few questions about the lines I'm using. Now, one of the most important things is this quality line. My favourite of all time, Ultima Distance, £20. Very, very strong. Spider Itch knot or Bimini twist, and it's not going. You can land some fantastic fish on that line, absolutely. And along with it, I've got an £80 Powerflex shock leader from Ultima. Both quality products, which I know do the job and get me the fish to the shoreline. Both products you can get from your local tackle shops, but this is what I use, which get me the fish I'm catching. I've got total faith in the line, and that's what I need really. I've gone over different lines over the years. I used to use the F1, which I always use now for more of my light line fishing, just because it's black more than anything, but Ultima Distance all the way. We have a little starry smoothhound, second cast, just getting back for another day. Watch him shoot off now.
Look at that. Awesome.